Hey everybody, that's the type of sharpener we're getting into right now. All sharpeners are about the same, just a different way to get inside of them. Alright, so hopefully this video will help you out if your electric sharpener is broken. Here's another pencil sharpener from my friends in middle school, Mr. Plotner's health class. Okay, had the same issue. This little bracket on the back of here is broken off of his. Alright. So what I did is I put the screw in like I did in the last one, and evidently it either didn't make or there's something else wrong with this. Now when I opened this up, this piece of plastic came out. Alright, and you could definitely tell some colored pencils have been used in here because stuff like that came out too, colored pencils. Shouldn't use colored pencils in these things, guys, but I guess since there's nothing else people bring, they have to use it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, since I bonded this guy in, I'm going to kind of get it out and make sure that I can make that switch in there. And I think it is made. So I got to find out if this switch right here, this is one of the switches that have to be made, and a switch inside there too. But I just got to make sure the switch is actually made. I know the screw's big enough. So in any case, gotta watch out for stuff falling out. Alright, I made a video already how to take this apart. That's why I didn't show you. Alright, it's underneath. There's 3 screws. They look like these. And then there's 2 screws in this guy. Alright, it makes it right here and here that fasten into the housing. So I definitely have this unplugged, and they're unplugged right there. That's the other one. Alright, that I'll be working on. So let me get this guy out, get it back to the original state it was, and let's see what we can find out. Alright everybody, I have this thing plugged in, but I'm not promoting you to do this yourself, alright? Because if you touch any electricity around here, any place like these 2 contacts right here, you're going to get zapped with house current, and you will get either injured or you will die. So please do not do this. All right, if you have an electrician in the house, you can do it. I'm going to make this switch like there's a pencil in there, and I'm going to hit this switch in here, and it starts working. Now what happened is that you can see a lot of damage around here. This happened by somebody actually sticking something in there. Alright, so I have to figure out how to I might have to take this thing out and take the transformer in the back. Let me turn off the surge protector. So now power's off of it. So the thing is, I'll have to take the power supply off and unset the gears to get back there and get that switch to actually, I'll probably just bypass it. Just take the switch and bypass it. That might be the best way to do it, because the screw that I used is big enough. That's what I used in another sharpener, so it is big enough, and don't know why it's not making it. Probably because somebody tampered with it. So okay, now it's a whole different thing. I have to get some tools. These are already set, so you don't need a tool for that. Actually, my screwdriver, I'm going to take these 2 guys off. Please make sure that the power supply is disconnected, okay, here to the outlet. Okay, I have it turned off and disconnected. So the nuts just dropped out. 2 nuts are out. This there might be a 3rd one. I don't see another screw, and I want to try and back this off. The way I see it, it's already broken. Oh, I might have to loosen up some wires though, because there's a zip tie. I need to back that gear off and get this thing out in order to get to that switch. So it's going to take some toying around. I might have to clip a tie strap in order to do that. Alright, on the side of the nuts, little washers did come out. Okay, and then you can pull these guys out, but what happened is this whole back bracket came out. That's a retainer for the motor, and you push this guy. This is the motor core. That's the center of the motor, and this is if you know how motors work. The magnetic flux here moves this guy around, spinning it, and moves that. That's very basics on motors. Alright, now the switch is right here. It's got a little plastic thing. You gotta be so careful not to break that. But what happens is this guy right here, I'm going to bring the screwdriver from the other side. This guy right here hits that and makes a switch. What's happening is I don't hear any clicks. So it's not working at all. So these are the 2 wires right here. Now I can actually take that and risk breaking this and bring it out, or I can clip these two wires, strip them, and tie it together with one of these, which I'm thinking about doing. All right, it would bypass that switch, and that might be the idea to do, because I think that these are glued down anyway on those 2 points right there. So so let me get a pair of dikes and wire strippers, and I'm going to tie those off, put this all back together, and see if it works. I cannot overemphasize having power off before you do this. Now, if you have a regular pair of dikes, it'll be easier. I can't find mine, so I have a Gibraltar or whatever. I don't know what these things are called. All-in-one tools. I have the 2 wires in there. I'm going to slice it. Okay, those are the 2 wires that go into that switch. Right now, these 2 pieces of wire are dead. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take these guys. He's coiled up there pretty good through that. I need to get some more out. I'm going to strip this now. This is a wire stripper. I'm guessing that this is a really small gauge, 18 or 16 gauge. I'm going to try 16 first, and then 16. All right. So inside this sharpener is 16 gauge. All right. And then we take these guys and go clockwise together, twisting them together. Now you could solder it if you want, but I'm going to use one of these guys. That's what we use in houses. All right, twist it until the base twists, and it's in there. The way to test it is pull them and see if they come apart, and they won't come apart. So it's time to reassemble now. We just bypassed the switch. All right, there's an area right here, this little crease that the wires came through. So we want to make sure the wires are separate from those gears. And it's just a lot of fun doing this. I might have to put a piece of tape there to hold those in. I know what it is. I pulled some wire. I pulled some wire to have some room. And that's probably what the problem is. All right. So I need to bring this down. This has to come around. This goes in. And sits right there. You know, the nice thing about these, it's already broken. All right, when we move this, the motor should move and the inside of that should move. All right, it'll be lined up a lot better. All right, there is inside, see the little black thing right there? It sits into the motor so it lines up. All right, on both sides you have to have it pushed in. Take the bracket, put the screws in. All right, the pin should be seen through that little hole right there. All right, turn it over, holding the screws in, and you're going to drop your washers in. Drop your washers down there. All right, put your screw down in there, or your nut down there, and line it up with threads, with the holes. It's going to be hard to do this with both of them. All right, so it's going to be really hard to do that. You're going to take your screwdriver. You can't see it, I know that, and you're going to screw it in. You can see the inside moving. All right, so that threads are there. I'm going to take the other one and push that in. Get on the threads. Okay, threads are in. I could turn this over now. All right, so what I did is I was screwing these guys down. All right, reassemble it is easy. Got to make sure everything's in. I do want to emphasize, when I get to that spot, I'm going to show you how to emphasize getting this thing in this little crevice right here. All right, make sure power is off, please, please, please. And I overemphasize, make sure power is off. All right, I'm going to put it in this one first, because maybe it's going to stay in there better, and then put it down inside this guy. Make sure all pieces of wire is inside the unit before you screw it down. There it is. Put this through 3 screws. That's the way you want the back to look. Okay, so if somebody pulls the wire, it's locked in there and it's not going to be pulled out of the power supply inside. Okay, so let me put the 3 screws back in. Easy to do, don't need to show you that. If you want to see it, it's in the first video that I have. Okay, that's the finished product. Let me put the drawer in. This is the drawer without the pin in the back. This is the pin right here that that is broken off. All right, and that's why I had to open up and bypass. It sits in. It should sit in snug. I'm going to turn on the power. Okay, power is on, and let's make sure the right setting is. And there you go. A sharpened pencil. Hope you liked the video. It works now, saving the school $30. Subscribe and see a lot more.